Hey guys, welcome to day 7 of the Love Your Body, Lose the Weight Extravaganza. Oh my God. Can you guys believe it? Talk about a week. Talk about things that have happened in a week. What is going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Love Your Body, Lose the Weight. I want this to become like a national day. Love Your Body, Lose the Weight Day. So I'm so happy to be here with each and every one of you. I just read somebody's comment that's like, oh my God, I did the work where I wrote a love letter to my body and endless tears, right? I think her login here is keeping it real. And I was like, yeah, girl, that's what we do. So I know some of you are like, Melissa, I've been listening, but I've like not even gotten to do the handouts. Guys, please download the work. Download the videos. These are going to be taken down on Wednesday. So I need you to binge me, put me on the background. But again, this is nothing without actually taking time to do the prompts and taking time to do the handouts that I provided for you. Again, this is like a labor of love. I put this thing together, and honestly, everything that I do will greatly impact you no matter where you're at in this journey, whether or not you've worked with me, whether or not you're new to me, it will impact you. This will impact everything for you. Roxanne, love, how you doing, girly? So please, please, please do the exercises. Like I know I keep saying this and I sound like a broken record, but it's like just showing up. I love it. I love it. And we want to take time to do the things if we're really wanting that certain change within ourselves, right? So thank you for the heart. So happy to be here with you. I'm just like the ahas. I know that some of you, it's kind of like, whoa, where do I go from here? Like, whoa, like what's going on? And I know some of you, like your minds are completely blown. Like, I haven't heard this before. This makes so much sense. Like, this is crazy. Like, why isn't anybody, saying things like this? Oh my God, I didn't realize so much. This resonates. And most of all, what I'm loving that I'm hearing that I really want to share with you guys is when I say things to you and they feel good for you, right? Like, I had a woman I was on the phone with and she's like, I just feel better having talked to you. Like, in 10 minutes, like, I feel better. Like, I feel lighter. I feel happier. Like, I just feel better. You pick up on, and the women that have done my programs with me and the current women that are in my programs, like, they pick up on my vibe. They pick up on my energy. They pick up and it transfers over. It has them thinking differently. They will always say, always, like all of the women that I've done, essentially like my Weight Loss for Life program, which is now Love Your Body, Lose the Weight, like they will all say like, oh my God, I've got Melissa in my head. Like I sound like Melissa, like I'm saying things like Melissa, like, oh, I had a really hard day and then I turned myself around and Melissa, you would have been so proud, like I did X, Y, and Z. And I always say like, I will believe in you until you believe in yourself. Let me live in your head until it becomes that for you. Like I always did that with my mentors and different guides and teachers that came into my life that I really, really resonated with. And I was like, I just want to keep listening to them. And when you know that, it's not because like, I really want to preface this. I am not special. I am not like, of course, yes, I am special. We're all special. But what I want to say is I'm not any different from you. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm like up here. And like when I'm saying guide, mentors, things like that, please just know that it's just like I'm on the other side of something that I can take you through. And I've also been doing this work a long time. This is what I specialize in. This is what I've dedicated my life and my work to. This is my mission. Like I've spent hundreds. Sorry guys. Okay, my brother's like trying to FaceTime me with his kids. And I'm like, seriously, now you call? Like we've been like cannot catch each other. So I'll call him after. But what's actually love. So I'm saying this to you guys because if you're vibing and you love listening to me and you're hearing me, then let me be that in your ear. I know that as I've grown and shifted and evolved, there are different teachers that will show up a lot for me because they're what I'm needing. So that's how it works. That's how the universe responds to your desires. When you're needing a teacher, they will appear. When you're needing something, when you've been praying for something, when you've been asking for something, all of a sudden that book will fly off the shelf. That program will speak to you. A Facebook ad will come up. There will be guidance to something, right? And I just want you to start trusting that guidance. And if you're noticing like, wow, I really just want to keep listening to Melissa. Like when I listen to her, it just makes sense and it feels good. And then I realize like, why am I making it really hard on myself? Or why am I doing this? Like I will often hear that. You know, and I've been hearing that from women that are in the extravaganza, and especially those that are new to me. They're like, I'm just listening to you, and it's like, it's making so much sense. It just makes sense, and it's simple, and it just, I listen to you and I feel better, and you feel better because it's resonating with your soul. You feel better because it's truth. I'm not speaking lies. I'm not speaking complication. I'm not speaking, I'm bringing you back to what has originated in time, as I'm bringing you back to love. I'm bringing you back to a love, a wholeness, a healing within yourself. So of course it's going to speak to you. Of course it's going to feel good for you. That's how we can differentiate between knowing what is truth and knowing what is fallacy. That's how we can differentiate between the ego mind and the love-based mind, our highest self, because our ego mind tells us things that don't feel good. You're never going to get the weight off. You can never do that. You're not enough. You're never going to look good. It's never this. It's never that. Oh my God, look, you failed again. You can't trust yourself. You're so separated. You're this, you're that. You're unworthy. You're not deserving. You're not enough. You can only have so much in life. It can only be this in life. And it's like, who said that? What? And I just want to remind you guys of something that's so important. You are a divine creature from God, from the heavens, from source, from power, from nature, whatever it is that you believe in. I believe God. You are a divine child of God, which means there is nothing that you can't have. There is nothing that's meant to be far from you. There is nothing that was meant, there was never pain that was meant to be put on you ever. There was never meant to be strive or struggle. There was never meant for any unhappiness or harm to be had to you, and especially not from yourself. So we need to repair what's been what has happened to us, any parts of us that feel broken, because you are not broken, right? And I always say this, you invest in your wholeness. You are not investing in any brokenness. When anybody signs up with me, I say to them all the time, you cannot invest. You are not allowed to put any investment forward. I am all about investing in yourself, but it can only be an investment where you are going, I am worthy and deserving of this investment because I'm investing in my wholeness. But you cannot invest in a belief that you are broken and that you need to be fixed. I just cannot, because it's not true. It is not true. You are not broken. There is nothing wrong with you. And the reason you are here right now is because you're being illuminated. A truth to you is being illuminated so you can break free. That's why you're here. It's because you're ready to break free. You're ready to get to the other side, and you know that the way in which you've been subscribing to do it, this way of isolation, the way of the dieter, the way of I'll figure it out on my own, I can do this on my own, I'll read another book, I'll do another this. It's like, no, when are you going to just go, okay, now's my time? Right? Like I shared about my aunt's passing, not because I wanted to be like, oh my God, guys, let me share. Of course I want to share with you life. I want to share with you me. I'm not going to hide what's going on for me and pop in here on a video and be like, life is amazing. And then all of a sudden, you see me on Instagram, crying, and you're like, she was just on here, but now she just did a post about her aunt dying. That doesn't make any sense. She's Miss Positivity. It's a real life thing. But you know what it did? I was like, oh, okay, great. I get to look at my life. I shared this with a woman that just joined our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program. And I was like, yeah, what are we all waiting for? Why are we waiting for, to what? Why are we putting off our desires? I might not be in the same weight struggle, right? But there's other things that I'm desiring in my life. And it got me to check myself and go, am I being as proactive towards my goals? Am I doing, because I will tell you this, your body is a temple. And when I'm saying that you're a divine being of God, it's okay, so we get to start acting and treating our body like a temple, which means you love it. This is why when women are in my programs, I talk about us and I say you are a queen. A queen does not dress like a pauper. A queen does not eat, scraps and crappy food. A queen, right? She eats and she takes her time and she eats delectable. What's up, Sarah girl? She eats slowly and she eats beautiful food and she sits down at a meal and she's like, I am in it. I'm going to take my time and I'm only going to gift my body the highest level of nutrients that it deserves. And I'm not going to dress myself in rags and bargain style, this and that. I'm going to buy myself beautiful clothes because I'm a queen and this is my one life. And if this is my last day, right? Really operating from this place. And I'm not going to say unkind things to myself. And I'm also not going to allow anybody else to treat me like I'm not the queen that I am. I'm not going to allow people to treat me with disrespect. I'm not going to allow people to disregard me, and I'm not going to allow myself to quiet my own voice, right? This is why everyone in my programs, I'm like, you are now a queen, right? Why do you think like in my program, everyone calls themselves a queen? The actual Facebook group is called the Queens Group, the Queensdom, you know, and the women, the program after that is called the Ultimate Queen, right? Where we just get into like magic and manifestation and like, oh, she's getting fun and super awesome, right? And like, I'm going deep into like energy work, and we're like, you know, we're having like a grand old time. And we also want to clear things, become a receptive channel for all of that, right? So there's like a level to these things. My point with this is, you want to have fun being the queen, and a queen doesn't sit there and go, oh, well, I'll just have some like drive through. It's like, what? Like, no. And then you're going to beat yourself up, and then you can't wear beautiful clothes because you're not a certain size yet. So you can only look pretty and feel good when you give yourself. It's like, how many things are we putting off? How many ways are we energetically slapping ourselves across the face saying you're still not good enough? You're still not good enough. You still can't have what you want. You're still not there yet. It's like, enough already. When are you going to be enough to be able to deserve to invest in yourself? When are you going to be enough to say, oh, no, I actually deserve to sit down at a meal and eat slowly and intentionally and connect in and feel my body and feel what these foods feel like for me? Do they serve me? Do they hurt me? Like, oh, and I get to wake up in the morning and I get to greet myself in the mirror like I do. I do this every morning. I go, hello, beautiful. And I go, God, you're beautiful. I was just doing it this morning. I'm like talking to myself in the mirror. I'm like, you are stunning, Melissa. And I was like, I love your freckles. And I love your almond-shaped eyes. And I love your beautiful hair. And I love your golden skin. And I like my olive skin. And I like, you know, and I was like, and most of all, I love your heart. And you have such a beautiful giving heart. You're so good. You are so good. I love being you. Like, legit talk to myself like this. I know. You might be like, what? I do. And I tell all my clients to do the same thing. And I do it with them. You know, my clients are always like, okay, you truly like practice what you preach. And I'm like, yes, I do all this stuff. I do it because it works. I have studied under like the best of the best. I have studied so much of this. I've been in this world of self-development and self-healing and all the things. And I take what actually works and I've left all the rest. So you don't have to spend all the money on that. Like, I'll just tell you all the things that work. And you know what's amazing? The things that work are the things that are available to us that are free, that you hear all the time, that no one ever does, which makes me laugh even more, which is why they're always a part of our programs. And I will also say, as humans, we need accountability. We need support. It's not because you intentionally don't want to do things. This is why I have multiple coaches. We're just human by as humans in human nature. We like routines, but we will often talk ourselves out of the things that we know are good for us, right? Why do you think there's so many self-help books? Why do we think? So what we want to stop doing is making ourselves wrong for that, right? So I really want you guys to take all of these pieces in, and I want to remind you again, the extravaganza will be pulled down on Wednesday. So please do the videos, download the love work, do all the things, post all the things. And I'll tell you something else that I'll be doing for you guys to support with coronavirus. So you'll see a lot more of me in here. It was a bit, it was kind of a lot this weekend with my aunt passing. So I took a little like social media. If you follow me on Instagram and follow me on Facebook, usually I'm in my stories a lot more. I'm like, my breakfast is this, my matcha latte, my this. I take you with me on my workouts. I do little dances. I was doing something on TikTok. I'm like, and I kind of took a break. I needed a timeout. It was like a sensory overload. Did you guys notice that like with Corona, it's like, okay, so there's less connecting in the real sense, but there's like social media, like it's like binge central, like it's like everybody's just all over social in such a degree. And so, yeah, I kind of needed to take like a little time out to just honor what's going on with my family and do some real time connecting on FaceTime, just sitting on the phone a lot with family and just needing to not be on social as much. But I will be back at it tomorrow. So if you are, I had some DMs that were like, I didn't see you on your stories. Is everything okay? And I was like, yes, I promise. You know, and I was like, just catch up on the extravaganza and you'll know what's going on. So I am so, Ingrid, I am so happy to see you here, honey. So tonight, weight loss made easy. We're tying it all together. The principles for fat loss that lasts without dieting. So I already just jumped right in. Those of you that have coached with me, you guys know I talk fast and I like usually say 50 other things than what were actually, like I will add in like 20 other bonuses. My team is always like, okay, you were supposed to only talk about this. What are all these other things? And I'm like, it was all needed. It's all needed. So here's the thing. So far, what we've been doing here, and I don't want to like keep recapping, but we did a lot. We've done a lot in 7 days. So I just want to remind you guys again, like go through everything. I know the dieter must go, that like all of these have resonated with all of you guys. The dieter must go, upping your frequency and flow, how to love and trust your body, even if you don't like your body. How to trust yourself around food, worthiness, and your weight, how to connect to divine guidance and own your power. Food 101, really understanding the energetics of food, and frequency, fun, and food freedom, releasing fear of food, weight gain, and more, what no one is teaching. Day 5, we really did clearing out broken belief systems, and how to let go of the past to commit to your future and what faith has to do with it. Yesterday, we did think yourself thin, the mindset needed to release the weight with ease. Right? A lot of these, like I'm keeping it simple, but I know there's also a lot of information. So it's really about you guys taking what I'm teaching and putting it into practice. You have to take what I'm teaching and put it into practice, and please do the prompts. In the first 3 days, you were given love work. And these last 4 days, I've been doing actual prompts with you of things to do on the videos. So you can always just pause the video, do it, and come back, especially when you're watching the replay. I know those of you that are here with me live, what's up in that, honey? Okay, so we are tying it all together. One of the things that I was asked to speak to is the victim mentality that I had spoken about. So hold on 1 second here. I am parched. I am. My God, I would tell you to go and get one of these bottles, but I think they're out of them and I don't think anybody can buy anything, right? It's like all retail. I don't even know what's going on in the retail world. I should pay attention to that. I just looked at Amazon. That was the only thing. So, but I love this bottle because it's glass and then it's got the rubber insulated around it. It's by Apana. And it has this really pretty rose gold and crystal knob. I'll show you guys tomorrow because I'm too lazy to walk across the room. Because I'm just going to stay here. But why I like it is, one, obviously glass bottle so you can wash it, and then this peels off, but it also keeps it from breaking. And it's a 1 liter bottle. So I drink 3 of these little beauties a day. And this has my cayenne concoction in here that we posted a video about. That's got cinnamon, cayenne, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of stevia, and some freshly grated ginger. And you can also just get the ginger cubes from the frozen section of Trader Joe's as well. And just defrost them and pop a few in and then just drink them. And it's great hot or cold. And you can also do Manuka honey instead of stevia. So this is my little, it's the whole body healer. It's a little cleanse. It's great. Okay. You can make that yourself. Super easy. Oh, I'm sorry. The missing ingredient that I didn't tell you that's also in there is turmeric. So turmeric, cinnamon, cayenne, freshly grated ginger, apple cider vinegar, fresh organic lemon juice. And if you want to add a little stevia, you don't even have to, but if you want to, stevia, or if you want medicinal sweetness of with medicinal properties, then I would go to Manuka honey. Although stevia is said to have medicinal properties as well, but Manuka honey is very, very healing for the gut and aids as a digestive enzyme. Okay, so now we're going to come back. So let's talk about the victim mentality. Okay, cayenne in my throat. When I was talking about the victim mentality, and I believe that was on, we've talked about it a lot. I think that was in worthiness and your weight, how to connect to divine guidance and own your power. So I think it was Jolene that had asked, and she just said, can you dive a bit deeper on that? I noticed that, I kind of go there, I'm leaving that behind. When I say victim's very triggering because I know it was for me. When I had a coach call me out and she's like, you're a victim. You're being a victim to, your story with your mom and all of her critical comments around your weight and this and that. And I was like, I'm not being a victim. I'm like, it's the truth. And that's what we do when we're really like, no, this is why I am the way that I am, and I'm blaming it on this, this, and this. We are so tied to that story. Now, why do we get tied to that story, right? So I was sitting there and I was like, no, but it's true. I'm the way that I am right now, and I struggle with my weight, and I think this about myself, and I have body dysmorphia, and you have all these eating struggles, and I'm a chronic dieter, and I don't believe I'm enough, and therefore I don't have the confidence to do the things that I desire to do in the world, and this all stems from my mom and her hypercritical, right? It's like, whoa. And so she's like, when are you ready to be done being a victim? And I was like, meanwhile, I was completely being a victim, and I was blaming everything on my mom. I could have taken what my mom said and just been like, that's not my truth, right? Like, we could all do that, but very rarely when you're a child and you're in those formative years, do we do that? No, we take things in, and it's not to say, there's no pointing the finger. Parents are doing the best that they can. I love my mom more than anything on this planet. I would give my life for her. I talk to her like 50 times a day. She's like my best friend. I love her. We've talked all this out. We've healed all this stuff. I've done all the work, right? And so, but I definitely lived into victimhood with this. And what that did was it gave me a beautiful out. And this is what we can do as dieters. We become a victim to our circumstance. I am the way that I am, and it's all because of this, and therefore I can't change, and therefore I get to fixate on what's wrong with me and do all this healing work around me, and I get to spend the next decade not dieting so much, even though I'm still going to be dieting and overeating and sabotaging and all the things, but instead I'm going to invest all my money and my time in self-development work and self-help and figuring out all the things that are wrong with me. And then as a victim, we live in the past, constantly bringing the past into our present, which is negatively impacting our future. And we end up going in this cycle, which perpetuates the dieting cycle as well. Because if we're constantly living as the girl in our past who created our dysfunctional relationship with food, then we're bringing that same energy and vibration of the past into the present. And then that is creating our future, which means you're never actually healing. You're never getting out of it. So often, even when I'm on calls and women will do, let's say we do a discovery call and that they want to tell me their whole life story. I stop them, and I don't stop them. Why is it saying this? Hold on one second. Oh, okay. It's saying low battery. I'm like, it's completely plugged in. I don't stop women because I don't want to hear them. Of course I want to hear them. Now, granted, they also want to tell me their life story, and I'm like, okay, we only have so much time. But I promise you, I want to hear it. It's not that. But what I don't want is it's a disservice to them for me to let them bring their past energy and negativity and their old beliefs into a new conversation that's supposed to be based on change, right? And we do it all the time. We do it all the time with other things too. It's always, my brother says I'm this, or my sister says I'm this, or my mom and I, or my dad and I. Even think about siblings and stories that you have and things, right? And this is why I always say, and when I teach in my programs, I'm like, guys, everybody wants a clean slate. Nobody wants you to be judging them on things that happened years ago, just like you don't want to be judged based off of who you were a year ago or 2 years or 10 years ago, right? But we're doing that to ourselves constantly. And so when we're talking about being a victim, it's really bringing this old victim energy, which means you're recycling out your exact negative thoughts. Remember this. We have 80,000 thoughts on repeat a day. 60,000 of them are negative. We have to reprogram those. So when you're bringing your old stories, you're bringing your old energy, which means you're bringing the old identity. So you might have had a whole new decades of life experience and be in a completely different place. But you're bringing that old energy, which means you are right back there. So you're never getting ahead of it. So every time you repeat your story of woe, you're bringing in your victim energy, and you're bringing yourself right back, and you're actually pulling your power from this present moment that would move you forward, and instead you're going to be staying stuck back there. Think of it as like a bungee cord that's bringing you right back. So this is when we're the victim, and just like I say with dieters, dieters stay in a cycle of self-sabotage because you can only take yourself as far as you know how to go. A dieter actually doesn't want to leave the cycle of self-sabotage because that is your survival. It's what you know. Dieting has become your way of life. You can say you hate it, but it's actually your comfort zone. You can say you don't want it, but it's how you know how to thrive. It's you plan for the diet, you get ready for the diet, you go on the diet, you feel better, you start to lose some weight, you fixate on what you can eat, what you can't eat, what you can eat, what you can't eat. Are people complimenting me? Do people notice yet? Did they give me their acceptance and approval yet that I've been striving for my whole life? I just need to hear it. And then once they start to do it, you're like, oh, okay, now I can stop all this, because you've restricted so much that then you rebel against yourself. So then you go the other way, and then you start eating again. And then you sabotage yourself so then you can go on another diet. And then you sabotage so you can go on another diet. And by doing all of that, you are distracted and you have a beautiful out for why that you tell yourself, right? This is how crazy the dieting mind is, where you tell yourself why you're not able to actually go for your dream, why you can't start that new business, why you're not ready for love yet until you lose the weight, why you can't have a better relationship with your partner until you do this, why you can't do that until you do this. You have all of these beautiful excuses. Trust me, I did all of them myself. I had all of the reasons why I couldn't do anything, and it was all my mom's fault. It was all my mom's fault. It was all what happened to me as a young girl. It was, oh my God, I had it on. You could press a button and I could tell you all the reasons why I was exactly where I was and why I struggled the way that I did. I could say it and I could repeat it and repeat it. But when you said to me, if you would have said to me, hey, Melissa, what are you doing to change it? I'd be like, I'm doing everything. I just tried another diet. I don't know, it wasn't working. And then this happened, and then I got so upset. And then I ended up buying this self-development book, and then I bought this self-development book, and I tried meditating, and I started meditating, but I wasn't actually consistent. I wasn't really sitting there saying, I am willing to do whatever it takes to be on the other side of this. I was dipping a toe, right? And that's what we do as the victim. But here's the thing, and I want you guys to hear this. And if you're sitting here and you're resonating and you're like, yeah, right, Julie? You're like, oh my God. If you're sitting here and you're like, yeah, like I do that, like I totally get this, like absolutely, then I really want you to sit here and go, okay, what's going on, right? Like, it's kind of like you have to call yourself out. You just have to go, what is it that I really want? What am I afraid of? Because what I want you to know is you're not choosing to be a victim because you want to be a victim. It's something that you're doing because you're afraid of your dreams. Your dreams feel too big. The desires in your heart feel too big. You fear failing more than you do your own success. And you really, really feel fear failing. So it's easier to stay stuck. It's easier to stay stuck in the inertia of what you know. It's easier to stay in that place. So that's what we do. And that's why I say the victim mentality is very, very, very much tied to a level of lack of worth, right? And so once we really start to identify that, we start to go, what's really going on here? And it's always fear. Remember, there's only two human emotions, love and fear. Love and fear. So you're either operating from love or you're operating from fear. And fear generally is what wins in the dieting world. Because anything fear-based is overwhelm, anxiety, stress, overeating, dieting, making yourself wrong, isolation, stress, depression, sadness, not enough, unworthy, undeserving, fear of failure, lack, scarcity, right? That's all of that stems from fear. So if we get out of fear, then we get into expansion, love, expectancy, opportunity, possibility. Everything is working out for me. Weight loss is easy. Weight just keeps falling off of me. It feels so good. Love, worthiness, deserving, enough. I am enough, limitless versus limited, right? The fear-based mind lives into excuses of why you can't. The love-based mind lives into the possibility of why you can, the opportunity of what's to come, right? Do you guys see the difference? So if you're living in the dieting mind, then everything's going to feel hard and you're going to perpetuate negativity in your experience. It's when we step out of the dieting mind and into the love-based mind, which is what I teach, that we become whole, that we get into our worthiness, that we are really willing to change. And it can be scary to go from one to the other, because generally, even when women say yes to my program, right? Like, I know I would be sharing with you guys about Love Your Body, Lose the Weight, our signature program, right? Like, they're not there yet. It's new. So they're saying yes, and they're really riding on faith. They're riding on faith, and they're riding on a trust in me and a connection where they're just going, okay, she gets it. Like, I trust her. They will even trust me more than they trust themselves, because trusting themselves is something they haven't fully learned yet. Does that make sense? Right? So we really want to start to operate from that space, and that's huge. So when we are bringing all of this together, this is about understanding that we are more than this body, that we are more than just this being, that we are operating as a complete love being, and to start to shift, to bring the mind over here, to get us to where we want to go. This is about getting out of here, using our mind to support what we desire, but most of all, connecting into this body, learning how to trust the body, learning how to be in the body, learning how to love the body, learning how to use the body to support releasing weight with ease, understanding foods that serve you and hurt you, really starting to do the practical and apply the practical and the tactical, right? While most of all transitioning the way that we relate to ourselves, the way that we relate to food, the way that we acknowledge ourselves, the way that we cope. And as I want to really state that's so important in this entire process is it's about replacing food and understanding that food is fuel and is not human connection. Food cannot love you back. I know you think in many ways that it can. And I know there's real fear, like, I don't understand. When you start to identify, and in our programs we do this, and you start to see, wow, food is serving a giant purpose for me in my life, and now you want to take it out, like, that's like scary. It is scary, because there is a lack of safety that you feel within you, right? There was something that happened where you stopped trusting this, and we started making our body wrong, and we started finding fault in the body. And that's the opposite of what we need. We actually need to be in love with the body, connect in with the body, to know that we are a divine being that is meant for all of our desires and so much more, to be a clear channel for our highest self and our soul to come forth and guide us to the things that are best for us, which is what always happens, right? But you can't hear it when you're bogged down with food. You can't hear it when you're numbing out. You can't hear it when you're finding fault within yourself. Like, it's truly not possible. Does that make sense? Right? So when we want to release the victim, it's really, we start by acknowledging her and understanding where she came from. This, guys, you cannot, please, during this entire thing, notice where you want to find fault within yourself. Notice why you want to make yourself wrong, right? And I'm sorry, hold on, Val. I'll come back in a second. Let me just finish this. So it's really, really important that as you're hearing me, you're not finding fault within yourself and making yourself wrong. It's really important. None of this is, the mind will want to, the ego will want to bring you to, see, you should have gotten this, see, why, blah, 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 blah. Don't do that. This is for you to acknowledge you and start to honor you. That's the whole point of this entire thing. Right now, more than ever, we need you loving you. We need you showing up for you. We need you being the best friend that you never had. We need you giving yourself the acceptance and approval that you never got from anybody that you were always seeking. It needs to come from you. So Valerie's saying, why do I tell myself weight loss is easy if I'm supposed to tell myself I'm at my ideal weight? You can tell yourself both. You can tell yourself both. They're not going to counter the other at all. Does that make sense? You're not saying anything, and if it feels better for you, just say one. You can't mess it up. You can't do it wrong. Does that make sense? So if you don't believe it's easy, then I would keep repeating that it's easy. And if you want to declare that you're at your ideal weight now, say I'm at my ideal weight now, and your body will guide you to your ideal weight now. And repeating and that it's easy is just going to create ease. We always want to send that guidance to the universe that it's easy. We want to, or else we end up getting we end up getting guidance, and sometimes we get lessons in a not so easy way. And that's not as much fun. So I always like to say and preface things with grace and ease, right? It's really important. So in everything that I've taught you guys in the past 7 days, I've been about the principles for fat loss that lasts without dieting. Everything. I've taught it all. So I don't mean I've taught it all in that way. Like, obviously, it's going through our program that you actually get the true transformation. You know, I love creating free things for people. I love it. And, you know, my clients will be the first people to tell you to do true transformation. If you struggled with your weight for most of your life or for more than a year, then you don't have a weight issue. You have a relationship with food and a lack of one with yourself. And we don't just repair a relationship with ourselves in 7 days. We don't just shift completely into a different mindset in 7 days, right? And you actually have to do all of the work and all of that, which is why we create and why I have a container for that. And that is something that's going to be available to you guys. So I do want to tell you that all of the pieces for why weight loss is easy, the principles have been touched on and spoken about in these past 7 days. And I've shared with you in an overview really how to dive into them and the things that you can start to put into practice that you will notice a difference if you do them. And I will say that if you're really ready and you're sitting there going, like, Melissa, I'm done. Like, I had a conversation with a girl yesterday and it broke my heart. We had spoken a year ago. She's in the exact same situation, if not worse. And I just sat there and I was like, this breaks my heart, because you just lost a year of your life to the exact same struggle, an entire year, and you're in the exact same place because you were afraid to invest in yourself, because you said you'd read another book, you know, and that you'd go at it alone. And here we are a year later on the phone having an identical conversation. It's just she was now struggling even more with her weight. Her business was struggling, and her life had stayed exactly the same. And those conversations kill me, because this is like, if you're sitting here and you're really resonating with what I'm saying and you're like, I am ready, I am so done, like, I am willing to do this differently, like, I want to get on the other side of this, like, in the next 6 months, like, I want things to be different, I want to feel different, I want my life to feel different, I want my body to feel different, I'm done with this dysfunctional relationship with food, I want to be on the other side. This is the formula. This is a lasting weight loss solution. It will transform you internally for the external results. And so it is available. Those of you that have done the challenge are going to get an opportunity for a discount that we came up with for you guys as well, that I'm really, really excited to offer you. And this is $500 off of the program. This offer is good until Wednesday. It is good until Wednesday. I will send out an email with the details and a link to the program. I'll take a minute just to tell you guys about it, but it's our 6-month program. It starts April 13th. It's going to go, obviously, 6 months. It goes until October. It is an online program. We have women from around the world that have done it. This will be my 8th year running it. I am so excited. We took my Weight Loss for Life program, my signature program, and we made it even better than ever. We condensed it into 6 months, added in some different modules and even some more in the metaphysical around meditation, some other hypnosis and some additional trainings. I will be running it live, which I'm so excited about because I love being with you live. What takes place is, I'll just give you a snapshot of a month, any given month for the 6 months. Every week you get a new module that takes you through my MK method, my proven formula for fat loss that lasts, and to heal your relationship with food for full food freedom, right? And so you go through the 9-step formula. There is a module every week. You get one, it gets dropped on a Monday, so you have that module. That Wednesday, we have a group live Q&A call. 2 of those calls, so out of the 4 weeks in a month, you receive 4 video modules, 1 each week, so it's spaced out so you can do them. They're about 30 minutes. They're highlight, you can pause them. I do different prompts in them. They're bite-sized so that you can actually put it into action. Trust me, they will transform you. You will love them. On Wednesday, we come together live, and you have the video recordings. If you can't make it for wherever you are in the world, you have the video recordings, and you have an opportunity to ask a question if you can't be there live so I can answer it. Now, 2 weeks out of the month, I will do mindset mastery. That will be the theme of the call. And I always gauge that based on where the group is and what the group needs. And I do an energetic read. And I receive intuitive guidance as well for each and every one of you. And then I come in and collectively go through. My clients love these. And then the other two are run by our head coach in our Love Your Body, Lose Weight program. And sometimes we bring in a bonus expert. That will be a bonus in the bonus section, or it will be an expert that will teach on something live. And we've had a multitude, from relationships and intimacy to body love to intuitive connection. A lot of different things that come up, different things on fitness, again, relationships, communication. It depends on what's going on in the group. I like to do a lot of surprises. So you have that Q&A, and then on Fridays, I always come into the Facebook group, and there's an Ask Melissa where you can ask me anything else, and I come in and do videos. So your questions always get answered and then some. In addition to that, you get the exclusive private Facebook community, which is a private group that you don't see. And there is daily coaching, motivation, and inspiration. And you get peer-to-peer support from one another, but you also get it from our head coach and from me. So it's really, really an incredible group. I can tell you that so many of the women will start and they're like, the group, I don't know, I don't do a lot on Facebook. Like, yeah, kind of. And by the end of it, they're like, the group is my favorite thing. Like, the women still travel and like see each other like they're best friends. And sisterhood is something that I'm all about, because we need it. We need it. We need our sisters. We need girls. We need our girl time. We need that. We also need a sacred space where we can come in and just go, oh my God, I really realized this. Or, hey guys, I have a huge win to share, or I'm celebrating X, Y, and Z. We change the way that you communicate about yourself and what goes on in your life, and give you a sacred, safe platform to share and be supported. For the first time ever, women are like, I've never had something like this, where it's just pure unconditional love coming back to me, where I can share parts of myself that I've had guilt and shame around, or things that I've been embarrassed with, or just amazing things that have happened in my life that I normally would keep to myself because I wouldn't want to seem like I'm boasting, like that whole BS that we don't do. We call it celebrating and bragging, and you're sharing about yourself in this positive light, and all the women acknowledge you and love you for it. And obviously we have resources, we have workouts, we have recipes, we have meditations, we have hypnosis, we have bonus trainings, and there are bonuses that you get with this. So for instance, our Love Your Body, Lose Weight Extravaganza will be one of the bonuses that you're going to get in this program. That will be sold separately later on down the road as a bundle that you will have in this. You're also going to get our Food Freedom Bundle, our Done With Dieting 1 program, and our Done With Dieting 2 program, along with my book. So there's amazing bonuses and the promo for $500 off. So this is everything that you get. There's so much more. I'll send you details, but that's the crux of the program. It is truly, if you're sitting here and you're like, I'm just done. Like, I want my body and life to look different and I'm ready now, this is the program for you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can email support@melissakathryn.com. We will send you out the program. I will put a link below, and you just want to use the promo code I am worthy now to get that discount. And I'm super, super excited for you guys. I'm already, like, the women that have joined already, I'm just blown away by and cannot wait for us to get started. So we will be opening up that Facebook group sooner than later in April. And like I said, we get started April 13th. So don't miss this opportunity, because I only run this program live once a year. And I'm really, really excited to do it again with you. And we're also looking at putting together a live gathering for us as well. So I will keep you posted on all of that. But if this feels good for you and you want to get the link and the promo and you want to get started and sign up and you don't want to miss out on that, please email support@melissakathryn.com. I will also put the links below, and I'm so excited and I can't wait to meet you, and I can't wait to continue to support you. We run awesome challenges in the program as well. There's 3 to keep you motivated and inspired. And if you're sitting there going like, I don't know when I'll find the time, that's a common misconception, and it's also a common objection that you probably have for a lot of things in life. And my thing is, when are you going to make the time for you? Because I never have enough time is just another way that we hide. And it's really just based on fear. I'm worried about money. There's always going to be something going on in life, and what's going on in the world will pass as well. It's going to pass sooner than we think. And it's, where do you want to be on the other side of this? Do you want to put you off again another 2-3 months? Or do you want to sit there and go, I cannot believe with everything going on in the world, oh my God, and the past 2 months have been so eye-opening for me, and I feel better than ever, and I'm looking better than ever, and I can't wait for the world to see me, right? Like, what better time than to invest in you when we're at this space where we get to look inward and actually go and take this time for ourselves. I see it as a gift, and a more time than ever to make myself a priority. I know I'm stepping up my game big time in my own life, especially with my aunt's passing yesterday. I'm like, I'm not wasting another minute, and I'm definitely not going to let what's going on with coronavirus be a reason why I'm not up leveling in my own life. And I know that I don't go where I want to go on my own. I've never grown on my own the way that I have when I'm supported by a coach and by a community. And I see it time and time again. So that's just another limiting belief that we have within ourselves of, oh, I can do it on my own. That's the ego. That is the dieter mind that doesn't want you to change, because you can't take yourself any further than how you right now know how to go and operate, which is why you keep hitting up against a wall and why you only make so much progress and fall back, which is why we have guides and teachers and coaches who are on the other side of things and can go, okay, I know how to do it like I did it. Let me show you. And I'm not making you subscribe to a diet that I do or something that just worked for my body. I'm teaching you actual principles, life principles, things that work, that will transform you inside and out. And the best thing about my program is I don't let you hide. So I'm not sitting here. I don't just want your money so you can like not see me. And I don't even know if you've done the program. Like, everybody that's ever worked with me can attest that I will reach out and go, where are you? Like, you said you wanted X, Y, and Z. Here, you've got to like show up, right? And I will have you show up, which I know it can be scary, but it's also what you want to change. Because if you're really done staying the same, then we have to do things differently. And it can feel scary. And this is where we step into faith. And then we go, I do deserve this. And I am worthy. And we have to let that little voice inside of us that's sitting there and that's going like, I am worthy of this. Like, I'm ready now. Like, I want things to be different. I want 6 months from now. Like, I want come October that I'm like, holy shit, what just happened in my life in the best way ever? I want that, right? And so, it's like, just trust me, a lot can change when the minute you say yes to you and you make that bold declaration to the universe, watch out, because shit gets real and it changes fast for the better. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will send you all more details. I love you. Sarah, I can't wait for you, girl. I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait. And she's one of our other newest members. It's like badass women are just like, yes, yes, yes. I'm done putting me off. And I'm like, yes, and I cannot wait to support you. And I'm doing the same with myself. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. And I will see you in here tomorrow. Much love.